listeners. And to the Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you I say shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, giving all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh by Shem Shai. And also I'd like to thank those of you who donated alms and things of that nature. Much needed and much appreciated. But this lesson is about this whole red pill lifestyle thing, and reflecting on a couple videos that I saw with Cardi B and the one Judite sister that gave me hope in the tribe of Judah as far as the women are concerned, because I was so damaged by them. I was like Apostle Elder Tahar. I would not deal with a Judite woman until the kingdom, but after seeing that sister, it gave me hope again. But nevertheless, it's talking about the whole red pill lifestyle, which basically comes down to this term which is being passed. If you women don't know about MGTOW, which means men go their own way, I suggest that you look it up. And the whole red pill lifestyle that goes with it. And basically they have a motto, a term. And that motto that they have is called, "She's not yours, it's just your turn." And that's a heavy statement. And basically, the men who do this, they live their life this way because it actually helps them deal with the pain of the breakup, the pain of the, being cheated on or whatever, a woman stepping out on you, or, just using you up and then not wanting to be with you anymore. However it pans out. Then you have the blue pill. And blue pill basically are the simps that support this wicked behavior and side with the woman, like Cardi B right now. All right, and hey, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife, man. That's Snoop told you that many years ago. But with this whole queen worship, as a matter of fact, let's look up that word queen, because these women are quick to scream they're queen. So I'm going to etymology online. All right, and they're good. You can see it. I'm gonna read the definition through the lens of the camera, and it says a young, robust woman. English queen, that's the pronunciation. A woman, also a female serf, a servant, a hussy, a prostitute. All right? Port queen. What was a port queen? A queen was when the ships pulled in to the shore, the men have been at sea for 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, 2, 3 months. They pull in the shore, and the women they are there in the bars that are on the docks, they run up in these women, just to get their rocks off and pay them. All right, that's literally what it is. And then it also seems when you read down, wow, the name Gwen is connected to Pyru, Gwen, woman. The name Gwen is connected to a hussy, to a prostitute, to a queen. Wow. And I had damage done to me by a queen named Gwen, of course. But anyway, it says a hussy in a sense of effeminate homosexual, and is recorded from 1935, especially in Australian slang. So it seems that in Australia, that was a hussy or a queen was something that they called. You know what? They do that in America now. I think about it. They refer to as homosexuals as queens. All right. There was even a famous rock group named Queen. Right, but nevertheless, you got men who defend this sort of lifestyle, who defend this behavior. Okay, so matter of fact, let's grab a scripture. Let's go to the book of Sirach. I'm going to read verses 8 through 9. Oops. There we go. Yeah, Sirach 26, verses 8 and 9. And it reads, a drunken woman and a gatherer abroad causeth great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and her eyelids, like the stripper thing, the whole stripper thing. What do strippers wear? A ton of makeup. You know, like this one says, port queen, a public woman, a prostitute. Like I said, when you pull into a port on a ship, you know, one of the first things that men look for is some tail. And you got the port queens that work the docks. All right. And it says, and so let me read that again, verse 9. The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. So you also have to understand that as far as the Israelites are concerned, all right, because this isn't just an Israelite thing. This is a worldly thing. This has happened among all women. But as far as the Israelites are concerned, which are the only people that really matter, we play the whore, the prostitute, as men, as the men of Israel, by leaving away from the law, statutes, and commandments. Right? Because in Romans 7 and 9, let's get that. It clearly says that the law have dominion over you as long as you liveth. And if you go back to Leviticus and start reading the laws, some of the laws are quite brutal. You know? This is 7 and 1. Romans 7 and 1, and it reads, Know ye not, brethren. This is also how you know that Paul was the Israelites, and the Israelites, his letters were to other Israelites. All right? That's why Esau added, anyone that believes the same as you is brethren in his definition. No, that's a lie. That's a new speak definition. That's not the origin of brethren. All right? Brethren means your kinsmen, according to the flesh, like it says in Romans 9, the 9th chapter. But it says, Know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law, how the law have dominion over a man as long as he liveth. So that's a woman too. Because you got to remember, there's certain laws that require that the only remedy is death. All right? Now the Lord said he will have mercy on whom he have mercy. But, and two of those worst laws that you could commit is number one, blasphemy, blasphemy of the Lord. And number two is adultery. Those are two sins that have a sentence of death. So, you really have to, now if the Lord chooses to forgive you, he forgives you, man. But the Lord will love you and still punish you. The Lord will love you and still put you to death, man, and have it happen. There are plenty of examples of it in the Bible, man. All right? But yeah, these and these women in this society today, especially with this feminist movement, they hate the patriarchy, which is what the Lord set up. The Lord set up the Bible as a patriotic book. And this modern day society, modern day queendom, Christianity, they leave out the patriarchy of the Bible as if it's Salakia, as if it's not a part of the scriptures. So let's put in patriarchy. Okay, I must have spelled it wrong. There we go. Resorts. Okay, then how about patriarchy? All right. Oh, it is there. But it reads, one of the Old Testament's fathers, progenitors, meaning father of the beginning of, pro meaning to push, gene, the generation, the genus, the beginning of the Israelites. Didn't even know that was going to be there. All right? And it says, and directly from that's how you know the Bible is all about the Israelites. It didn't say the progenitors of Ammon, the progenitors of Moab, the progenitors of Ham. It's a patriotic, it's a book to and for the Israelites, man. All right? It says, from old French patriarch and directly from the late Latin patriarcha Tertullian, from Greek patriarchis, chief of a head of a family. From patria, family clan, from pater, father, see father. All right? Also used as a honorific title of of certain bishops of the highest rank in the early church, notably of Antioch, Alexandria, Rome, the meaning, the father, and the ruler of a family. That's exactly what it is, man. Patriarchy, there it is, 1560s. Ecclesiastical province under the patriarch church, government by patriarchs, from Latinized from the Greek. Anything that the Latin and the Greek is touched is basically going to be corrupt from therefore. Male chief or head of family, even though it's telling the truth here. Meaning system of society or government by fathers or elder males of the community. So there you go. So that's the patriarchy thing. And here you got matriarch, a mother or a woman who heads a family or tribe. The Lord never set it up to be like that. Remember, because they'll love to bring up Deborah. And you got to remember, it wasn't about Deborah. It was all about Barak. Deborah didn't do anything but bring the message. Barak is the one who came in, the Lord used to save the day, so to speak. All right?
And another thing is that Deborah also went to go get another wife, you know what I'm saying? Which you women clearly wouldn't even do till this day.
So let's go back into the scriptures. Let's go to Sirach. 26, 10, and 11. All right? It says, if a daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. All right? And she will abuse herself and be ashamed to her father, to be ashamed to her family. Watch over an impudent eye, and marvel not if she trespass against thee. So, hey, these women are going to trespass against you, trespass against their fathers, even trespass against their mothers, man. The same, and this is a part of the punishment to Israelites, that our women are this way, you know, and because why? Because we went off, we broke the law, statutes, and commandments, and left our ways, man. So let's play some of this video. Let's go back to it. And let's let it play.
Doing well. Having a good weekend. To begin, she's not yours, it's just your turn. The title of the second video I had ever made, sometime in January 2017. She's not yours, it's just your turn. So I have been saying this for 3 years. The point is, how easy it has become to prove that point, and how that point has never been more strong than it is now. Simply put, she's not yours, it's just your turn, comes from the understanding of present modern day times. Feminism, women themselves saying, no man owns me, no man can own me. I'm a free, independent woman. No man will ever own me.
Matter of fact, I was going to let it play longer. I'm going to let it play, but let me just grab a scripture because it jumped in my head. This is in the book of John, the 4th chapter. I think around the 19th to 20th verse. Right. The woman saith unto him, Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet. She's speaking to Yahushua. Our fathers worshipped in this mountain. And, oh, no, hold on. Verse 18 is where I want to go up to verse 17. Actually, I'm going to start at 16. And Yahushua say unto her, Go call thy husband and come hither. So now he's putting on blast about her behavior. And this is pretty bad, all right? And this woman is a heathen because she's being told that she can't worship in this mountain. She can't worship the Lord. But anyway, verse 17. The woman answered and said, I have no husband. And Yahushua said unto her, Thou hast well said, I have no husband, for thou hast had 5 husbands, and he whom thou now hast is not thy husband. In that thou sayest thou truly. Be so. Why? So that means she's been with 6 different men, at minimum, right? Because just like I heard a brother say, you ask the woman about how many men she's been with, and she's going to start naming her boyfriends, all right? Because you got to remember that term date. Oh, I dated him. Just say what you really mean. I fucked him. If you were to, you probably get a couple football teams, couple basketball teams by the time it's all over with. If you line them all up in the room, the amount of men that they've been with would actually turn you off from it, you wouldn't even want to touch her anymore. And yet, women like this are very, very proud. And they're not shameful. They're not ashamed of it at all. They're actually proud of it. And it's actually rather disgusting. And that is us as a people. This is why we're so filthy as a people. All right? But yeah, let's let a little bit more of this video play.
So my point to that was to embrace that and say, yes, of course, I agree. You're not mine. But the time I am with you, I understand, is just a turn. Then thus you understand every man is having a turn with every woman then. Is that not the case? Yes, it is. Some would disagree, but the point of that term is...
Yeah, because when you look at the amount of divorces and marriages, it's a sad thing, man. See, this world needs new management, man. The Israelites need to rule. The Lord needs to come back and set things right, man. All right? Because it's true. The average marriages now is more than 50% of the marriages end in divorce, and they're usually initiated by the woman most of the time.
Let women prove the point. Women prove the point of that term itself. And when men don't understand that she's not yours, it's just a turn, these men are the ones that get so enthralled with a woman that they would do stupid things to either get her attention or keep her attention, which means these men would do many stupid and crazy things. They would fight another man over a woman that's not even theirs.
Wow, this is Sirach 26:12. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he hath found a fountain, and drink out of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down, and open her quiver against every arrow. That's that carousel that you often hear me talk about. All right? You think your woman loves you? You think she's going to stand by you? She'll hop on that carousel so fast? You have no idea. All right? And we as a people, we're all up in those churches. You know? Our people are still in those churches. Many of them. All right? And they have no business being in those churches. They've heard the truth, but they don't care about the truth. They want to do what they want to do. All right? You see this woman, she's standing here with nunchucks, and it looks like the man in front of us got a sword in his hand. All right? So she's an independent woman that don't need a man. As a matter of fact, her nunchucks have spikes on the edges of them. You have to be especially good to use some nunchucks like that. But yeah, and this is that mentality that they have, that a woman can do what a man can do, and you can't. Women can't do what men do, and the Lord didn't set it up for women to do what men do. The Lord didn't set it up like that. That's completely and totally out of order.
Even if they're with the woman, they forget the factor of the woman herself. What she does, who she is, what she thinks and wants. And that's not to be necessarily a better man for her, but to understand her intentions, as you should, as a grown person trying to date another person. That's simple. But then again, I am a man saying it, thus I'm a misogynist. Yeah.
And he said that men will do stupid things for women. All right? This is Sirach 47:19. Thou didst bow thy loins unto women, and by thy body thou was brought into subjection. So we actually, we've all at one point or another been guilty of it, man. Well, we actually bend our ways to please a woman. All right? And it's not supposed to be that way. Why? Because the truth of the matter is, man, especially if you are the elect, you one of these men that's doing the work of Yahweh Bashim Shai, your chances are very, especially if you're teaching the proper doctrine, man. You're the real prize. All right? And that's not to belittle the woman. That's just the way that the Lord set it up. It's not. As a matter of fact, if this is offending you, then you're guilty of the offenses. If you're not guilty of these things, if you repented and not living your life that way anymore, then it doesn't apply to you. Only people that are going to get offended of this are the women that are guilty and the simps that support them. Point blank, period, man.
But enough fish waffling. Let's truly begin. From the New York Times. Confessions of a former serial dater. She met interesting people.
A serial dater. So if you could just replace the daters with serial fuck buddy user. All right. Once again, serial fuck buddy user, because that's exactly what dating means. I'm fucking this guy. Oh, I'm not fucking him anymore. I met a new guy. Now I'm fucking him. Now, oh, well, that didn't work out, so now I'm fucking him. That's exactly what it means. This is Proverbs 20:16. And it reads, take his garment, that is surety for a stranger. Take a pledge of him for a strange woman. Bread of deceit is sweet to a man, but after it his mouth shall be filled with gravel. So not only, that's also, the scriptures are manifold. You can also apply that to false doctrine, but you can actually apply that to that line. See, if you look at that image, there's a line of men lining up. That's kind of what it looks like when you start looking at the amount of men that's been in these women before and after you're with them. That's where the whole term "she's not yours, it's just your turn" comes from. This image, what they say, that the image is worth 1,000 words. All right, it looks right. Next, she hit the button and that one flew away. Next, and that's what goes on, man. And then the line, you can't even see the end of the line. And somewhere near the end of that line, she decides to get married and have children, man. We are really, this is disgusting, and we're disgusting, man. We really are, man. Let's let a little bit more of this play.
But found her dating life improved once she started to involve fewer people. By Brianna Holt. The first time I was called a serial dater was by my roommate after I admitted to her that I Boston move, basically. Now, when I say it, some would say it's derogatory to women. But my point is, whom do you think I'm busting?
Okay.
Admitted to her that I had 2 dates set up with 2 different guys on the same day. My, she's keen, isn't she?
Wow.
I'm very up for it. I remember being nervous that the first one wouldn't end in time for the next. Well, at least she cares about punctuality, you know? She's trying to be on time for her, let's say, promiscuity.
Right, so she's basically, well, I hope she used protection, because she's trying to hurry up and let this guy get off so she can go get with the next one. It's actually heartbreaking, man. It's disgusting.
Let's carry on. The second time was when my friend Nikki failed to invite me to her movie night because she assumed I already made plans to meet up with someone from a dating app. So clearly,
So that's that hookup culture. Her friend was to the point where she wasn't even inviting her to anything anymore because she was going on to these apps, And beware of these women too, who have all these numbers in their phone of all their exes and things like that. Their friends. Remember what Biz Markie, what happened to him when she say he's just a friend, because that's what friends are for. Friends are emergency. What was a comedian that did that? Was that Chris Rock? Break the glass in case of fucking. Hey, so we gotta straighten up and fly right, man. It's time to repent and get your lives straight. The Lord is coming back soon. All right? You don't want to be destroyed. So if you're living your life that way, I suggest you change it immediately. All right? And don't be a shock when that day comes and one of the men of the Lord do not choose you. Immediately. All right? And don't be a shock when that day comes and one of the men of the Lord do not choose you. Immediately. All right? And don't be a shock when that day comes and one of the men of the Lord do not choose you. Call.
All right, so pretty much that last part, where the elder Malcolm was saying, don't be surprised if a man of the Lord doesn't choose you. This is Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1. It says, "In that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach." And what is your reproach? It's your shame, you know. And what's your shame? It goes back to the sin that you all have committed, you know. And like, you know, like us as a whole, the nation of Israel, we all committed sin and stuff. So, you know, that would be the shame. But guess what? The Lord is bringing back the natural order that He created, man. You know, according to 1 Corinthians 11 and 3. You know what I'm saying? Which I can hurry up and grab that. This is 1 Corinthians 11 and 3. It says, "But I will have you know that the head," and what is the head? Pretty much one that's first, you know what I'm saying, you know, or above another in authority. It says every man is, it's like, it says, "But I will have you know that the head of every man is Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, and the head of the woman is the man," you know. So the man is over the woman, and the Lord is bringing back that order. And it says the head of Yahweh Shai is is Yahweh. You know what I'm saying, right? So with that being the case, going back to this Isaiah 4:1, this just shows that the women are going to be submissive, you know what I'm saying, underneath subjection. They're going to know their place. They're going to be in their lane, right? This is Isaiah 4:1. It says, "In that day 7 women shall take hold of one man." And 7 just means completion. It doesn't mean that it's going to actually be 7 women. It doesn't mean that it's just going to be 1. It don't mean that it's going to be 2. It could be 100, or it could be 1,000. You know what I'm saying, right? And it says, however the Lord knows that you can handle it. It says, saying, "We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel." What that sound like? That sound like bargaining. You know what I'm saying? You know, right? They're telling you what they're going to do, right? It says, "Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach," you know? And just in case, like, say if, you know, if it's a woman that's a widow and whatnot and stuff, you know, and she's not dealing with anybody else, you know what I'm saying? If that's according to her lot, not just something she chose, but if it's according to her lot and that's how the Lord wanted her to be, you know what I'm saying? You know, so she could be just leaning upon him and stuff, you know, uh, uh, if it's a lot and stuff, you know what I'm saying, you know, she could still be around the men of the Lord and stuff, you know what I'm saying? You know, it could be her son, or it could be her cousin, her father, you know what I'm saying, you know, or even her brother and stuff, you know what I'm saying, depending on how it goes, right? And she could still be saved, like the scripture says in 2 John, the first chapter, the only chapter anyways. It says that the elect lady, you know what I'm saying, you know, meaning there are women that's are of the elect. But if your lot is to be with a man and stuff, and there's gonna be another woman with you and stuff, hey, guess what? You gonna just have to deal with that. You know, hey, the scripture says, "Blessed is he that's not offended in me." For the fact that a man can have more than one wife, and you can see that in 1 Kings, the 11th chapter, when it came down to King Solomon. You know what I'm saying? Uh, 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 if you're not offended in that and stuff, then guess what? It's going to be a real decent for you, man. You know, that's one of the hard pills for women to swallow and stuff to actually get past. And then for all you women and stuff, I think I said it already, but I'm gonna say it again. When it come down to Deborah had no problem saying that when it come down to having a man and stuff, to grab him another damsel, meaning grab him another girl. You know what I'm saying? Another female that's liking that the husband approves of. You know what I'm saying? You know, and Deborah didn't care about that and stuff. You know, it didn't phase her. Even when it came down to another example, when you had Yaquab or Jacob. You know what I'm saying? That's how you say it in Hebrew. You know what I'm saying, right? And when it came, and it's in Genesis the 29th chapter, and you can look it up for yourself. Jacob had Rachel and Leah. You know what I'm saying? And then he also Rachel and Leah, the handmaids. You know what I'm saying? The female servants of them. They both the female handmaid and of Rachel and Leah. They both gave him onto Jacob and stuff to have sex with, man. You know, Women today and stuff, they'll trip about that today. But hey, if you want to get in line and stuff, you ain't gonna deal with this. You know what I mean? You gonna deal with it. So I'm gonna read again. This is Isaiah 4:1. It says, "In that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel." Right? So what's the next part? "Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach, your shame, your sin." You know, Scripture says in the book of Sirach or Ecclesiastes in Apocrypha, chapter 4, verse 21, it says that there's a shame unto sin, and then it's a shame unto glory. You know, so your sin will be taken away, you know what I'm saying, through sex. You know, and like the elder said at the end, is the many times that I repeated it, you know what I'm saying, that's only if the man of the Lord chose you. You know what I'm saying? You know, for all you women like, well, we had sex in the past, so we good, or I got a baby by him and I'm good and stuff. No, that don't matter and stuff. If he don't choose you, that's over with. You know, if the man of the Lord doesn't choose you, it's over with. You know, I'm gonna go to some other ones. This is Isaiah, I think it's 13 and 12. Right. It says, Isaiah 13 and 12, it says, "I will make a man more precious than fine gold." It says, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. And guess what? Women today and stuff, they'll throw a man away just for some money. You know, they use the system and stuff, don't care for the man, but want to care for the money that he works. I mean, that he works for and stuff. You know, wants his substance and stuff. You know, hey, but according to this scripture, money ain't gonna be money ain't gonna be a damn thing when it comes down to the man of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? You know. There's another one. This Isaiah chapter 32, verse 2. It says, "And a man shall," let me see. Verse 1. This is Isaiah 32 and 1. It says, "Behold, a king shall reign in righteousness." It says, "And princes shall rule in judgment." Right? Because we're the heads. It says, verse 2, it says, "And a man shall be as in hiding place from the wind." It says, "And a covert from the tempest." And what's that word covert? It's the word satar. It's the sadatah and the ra satar, which means a cover. It says, in a good, not considered a bad sense. It says or a literal figure sense. It says a covering, covert, disguise, hiding place, privily, protection, secret place, you know. And it says from the tempest. And what is a tempest? It's the word zarum. It's the Zadara Namaz zarum, which means a gush of water, flood, overflowing shower, storm. You know, like it's thundering outside, or it's a tornado outside and stuff, and they tell you to seek shelter. Well, man, the Lord is going to be that shelter from judgment when it comes down to you women. It says, as rivers of water in a dry place. You know, because if you thirsty and stuff, you out in the sand, you get to hallucinating and stuff. You know, you see some water and stuff. What are you gonna do? You could be at your weakest stage and stuff, and your strength is just gonna out of nowhere and stuff, and then next you know you grabbing, you running and grabbing and diving after that water. That's how the man gonna be. You know what I'm saying, right? The man gonna be that water. You know, that's what he's gonna be thirsty for. It says, as the shadow. It says, as a shadow of a great rock in a weary land. You know, and remember when it came down to Jonah, and he was beaming in that hot sun. You know, and he laid underneath that gourd until the Lord had took it away from him and stuff. You know, when it's real hot outside, what do people do? They look for shade. You know, so guess what? That's how the man gonna be. We're gonna be the comforting. You know what I'm saying? And you all's distress. You know, because that's exactly what's finna come in these upcoming days, man. You know, in Micah 7 and 10, it says that she that is my enemy and stuff. Actually, I don't want to butcher it. This is Micah chapter 7, verse 10. It says, then she that is my enemy shall see it. You know, because, you know, a woman would do anything and stuff to destroy a man. You know, women are jealous of the man because they want the power. They want to be above us and stuff, you know. They don't even want to be above us. They actually just want equality and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord didn't set it up that way. You know, and it says, then she that is my enemy shall see it. And the reason why women are our enemies and stuff is because they till this day and stuff, they don't build up the nation and whatnot. Like they don't build up the nation and stuff. They rather throw it down. You know, it says, and shame shall cover her, which was said unto me, where is the Lord Yahweh thy power? It says, my eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire in the streets, because it says in Jeremiah 31:22 that a woman shall compass men. And a lot of women don't understand when it come down to the Bible. That doesn't mean that the Lord had changed the roles and stuff, because still within the New Testament in Genesis the 18th chapter, Sarah called Abraham Lord. You know what I'm saying? You know, and then the First Corinthians 11:3, it told you the order that the man was above the woman, right? And it says, now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. Now, when you go into that word trodden down, it's the word maramas. It's the madara, the man nasa, maramas, which means abasement. You know what I'm saying? You know, to be brought low, the act or the thing, tread down, treading. It says to be trodden down underfoot. You know what I'm saying? You know, so a base, meaning that you on your high horse within the society and stuff, but the Lord is going to bring you down to the lane that you're supposed to be. And what's the lane that you're supposed to be? Second, because remember, the Lord created Adam first, and then he created all these different animals to serve as a servant for Adam and stuff, but it didn't work, so he had to create the woman. And when you go into the word woman, woman means servant. It doesn't mean you're gonna have some chains and yokes and stuff, and you 100-pound balls and stuff, you know what I'm saying, chained up to your legs and stuff. It's nothing like that. You're the aid of the man, and that's why you all was created, you know. And the Lord is going to bring back that order, you know. And it's been plenty of dreams that I've been having lately. When you women are that's continuous to be rebellious, the Lord is going to bring you down in a state that you don't want to be in, man. You know, and guess what? A lot of you women, what have you done? You have burned bridges and whatnot and stuff. And guess what? You all are being warned through these videos. You better you better get right. You know, the brother Mana Zawanya and stuff. You know what I'm saying? AKA Mataz. He did a sit down and stuff where he was showing the video when it came down to this woman. The husband was feeling a certain type of way and stuff. He, you know, her attitude must have been changing. You know, the love, how it was and stuff when they first came together. It was all different and stuff, you know. So he suspected her of cheating, and he brought her to a lie detector test and stuff, you know. And she didn't want to go through it. Evidently, she was guilty, you know. And her whole behavior and everything, how she was acting and stuff, she act that of a child and stuff. A child that's pouting that couldn't get their way. You know what I'm saying? You know? And she was just unreasonable and whatnot and stuff, you know? And that's how a lot of you women are. But for women like that and stuff, if they can't change their ways and stuff, guess what? They're appointed to be the 2/3. And remember, there's just for an estimate and stuff, it's probably a little bit more than this, but there's 7 women to every 1 man. So guess what? There's a lot of women that's going to be 2/3, and the reason why they're going to be 2/3, a lot of women that's going to be 2/3, is because they don't want to change, you know. And here's the thing: if you don't want to change, you know what I'm saying, if you can't respect the order, like it says in 1 Corinthians 14:40, it says, let everything be done decently in order. You know what I'm saying? If you can't respect the order, then that means that you don't agree with the Most High, what Yahweh Shem Yahshai ordained, man. You know? You're telling him that he's wrong, but yet he created you. Let you be a little kid and say that something you disagreed with something that was very severe amongst your father or your mother and whatnot, your parents and stuff, and you were a little kid and whatnot and stuff, and it was severe enough to get your ass whooped and whatnot. You'll know better not to even do nothing like that. But you tried with the Lord. Well, guess what? The Lord gonna take your life if you want to play with it, man. You know. So hey, you all get in order and stuff, you know. You know, Lord will still bless you and stuff if you get in your lane, man. You know, the scripture says that you know what? This is First Timothy. It's 11. Yeah. So this is First Timothy's 2, but I'm gonna skip straight to the point. Verse 12. It says, but I suffer not a woman to teach, meaning that it shouldn't be any female pastors. The only time a woman is actually teaching is if she's an elder woman and she's teaching younger women how to be subject onto their husbands. You know what I'm saying? You know, right? To play the role of the wife, right? You can read that in First Timothy, the 5th chapter. You know what I'm saying? And also, I believe it's either First Peter's or Second Peter's, the 3rd chapter, man. You know, so it says, but I suffer not a woman to teach. It says, nor to usurp authority over the man. You know, so what's usurp authority? It's the word. It's obviously a worker to act of oneself that is physically dominant. You know what I'm saying? You know, so you can't dominate you can't dominate a man. You know, men are only able to dominate women. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because we're the stronger vessel. You know what I'm saying? You don't see no lioness. You know, here it is. We got the Lord created men and women that have dominion over the animals and stuff, but the animals are more in line than the people that got dominion over them. What would that don't even make no sense? You know? And it says nor to use of authority over the man. You know, so this that Jeremiah 31:22. You know what I'm saying? What you women configure. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to Deborah, you know, hey, all that is false, man. You know, all that is false. You know, and we're telling you the truth and stuff, so you could have so if you do change and stuff, hey, you might be party elect. You're not going to be at 144,000 because according to the scriptures, don't only men go in the army. You know what I'm saying? You know, and look how it's been when it comes down to the women that's been in the army. You know, in the U.S. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's the Marines, Special Forces, you know, Navy SEALs. You know what I'm saying? It's been rape charges. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's been fucking rape charges, man. A while back, maybe like 3 or 4 years ago and stuff, there was a article where a woman was found in the woods. You know what I'm saying? A little far away off of camp, off her base or boot camp or whatever it was and stuff. And when they found her dead with her genitals sprayed with acid and stuff just to cover up the evidence. And they saw her with her pants down and everything. And evidently, for the fact that she was dead, she got raped. You know? You know? So I'm going to read this again. You know, the 144,000, which consists of 12,000 men, the 12 tribes of Israel, the government body, that's going to be consist of men. But then the rest of the 1/3, which is also party elect, is our men, women, and children who are Israelites who believe no matter how they look. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it says, but I suffer not a woman to teach. It says, nor to usurp authority over the man. Now, it didn't say. I remember running into a Israelite woman, and she practiced Judaism, and me and the brother Ramaki and stuff, we was asking her about this and stuff because the spirit was placed on us because she was rebellious, evidently, and she was like. But are you my husband? But it doesn't say that. It says nor to usurp authority over the man. You know what I'm saying? Which means including your husband. Why? Because he's a man. But when it comes down to other men and stuff, you're not supposed to usurp authority over them. Now get this straight. Just because men have rule over you and stuff, or men are above you, doesn't mean that if another man outside your husband come through and be like, oh, let's have sex and stuff, it's like, well, I need to sit up here and listen to the man and stuff. So yes, let's go on and have sex and stuff so I can still be considered righteous. No, that's not what it's talking about. You have the right to tell that man no because you got a man already. You know what I'm saying? You know? And it says, but to be in silence and stuff, you know? Scriptures talk about in Book of Sirach about how a woman that's real loud and stuff, how it drives away the enemies and stuff, you know? But a silent woman and stuff that's ready to hear and whatnot and stuff, most people that live by this and stuff and is successful and stuff, their relationships are better than those who think that those relationships that they think that they are equal between a man and a woman. You know what I'm saying? Verse 13, it says, "For Adam was first formed, then Eve." It says, "And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression." It says, "Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing if they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety." You know what I'm saying? And of course, because guess what? When it comes down to the 1/3 of women that get saved and whatnot, when it comes down to the 2/3 of Israel, right? When it we're gonna have to the men and the elect men and elect women and stuff. They're gonna have to bring in the rest of the nation. That's why it says in Daniel's the 12th chapter. Sit down. This is Daniel's 12:2. It says, "And many of them that sleep," actually I'll read verse 1. It says, "And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to the same time." Talking about Jacob's trouble in Jeremiah 30:7. But guess what? We're going to be delivered from that, right? It says, and at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book, right? So verse 2, it says, "And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to everlasting shame and contempt." And that's going to be the 2/3, because the 2/3, yes, they're going to be underneath the second covenant when it comes down to the kingdom. But the thing is that they're going to be our children. You know what I'm saying? The rebellious of our nation that didn't convert and come back to the Lord while he was able to be found, which is right now and stuff, but time is short because the doors of mercy are closing. Uh, 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 those who get destroyed are the 2/3, according to Zechariah 13:8 and Zechariah 14:12. Uh, they're going to be our children in the back of their minds and stuff. They're still going to be perfect. They're never going to transgress the law ever again and stuff, because the law is going to be written in them. They're not going to have a stony heart. They're going to have a fleshly heart and stuff, like it says in Jeremiah 31st chapter. And what's going to go on is that in the back of their mind, you know what I'm saying, they're going to be, in a way, condemning themselves, man, or not even condemning themselves, you know what I'm saying? Y'all not condemning. Condemning goes into judgment, right? So they're gonna be judging themselves like, damn, why didn't I listen, man? If I would have listened, I wouldn't have to. I would have had this, I would have had a little bit more. But at the same time, Israel's still gonna be rich, even when it comes down to 2/3 and stuff. What you think they finna do when it comes down to Esau that they worship on this side and stuff? When it comes down to the kingdom, they gonna be beating Esau ass, man. Edomites ass, man. And all the other heathens and stuff. You're gonna recognize certain spirits that mess with you in previous lives and stuff, and how bogus they did to you and stuff. And now the 2/3 of Israel are gonna have that power and stuff to punish the heathens that punished them during these lifetimes, man. You know, you know. So, but in the back of their mind, they're gonna be like, man, I wish I would have listened. Man, I wish woo the woo. You're gonna have great shame being placed upon you and stuff, man. This is what it means when it says, uh, 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 it says, "In some to everlasting." It says, "In some to shame and everlasting contempt," man. You know, shame. It's the word shame. Is the word harap. Harapa is the Chadarada Pa and the Ha Harapa, which means contumely disgrace, pudenda, rebuke, reproach, shame. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna be feeling deep disgrace and stuff that, you get told this word by somebody that you looked at was insignificant and stuff, or lame, you know, goofy. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that wasn't worth anything to you and stuff, and they higher than you. They shining like the sun and the moon and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And you sitting up there, the lowest in the nation of Israel, man. And let's see what contempt is. Oh, it's the word. Oh, it says it's the word Darawan. It's the da, the ra, the ah, the wa, and the na, Darawan, and it says meaning to repulse an object or aversion. It says abhorring. You know what I'm saying? You know, so you're gonna be deeply upset with yourself in the kingdom, man. You know, you know. So pretty much, that's gonna be that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? You know, get in lane, get in line. You know what I'm saying? You know, because you got certain women and stuff that's waking up where it's like, you know what? It is a shame of how our women look. You know what I'm saying? It is a shame of how our women act. You know, want equality and being feminist and stuff, but at the same time, they want to play the victim when it comes down to a fist fight. You know, so and want to call the authorities and whatnot and stuff. You know, so all of this video was edifying. I didn't know it was going to be a video, but you know, it was all the spirit. I like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahshua, Hara Hakodash, double honors to apostles, great millstone, and salutations to your elects, which we ought to be. And for all you women out there that think that, oh, you just getting down on me and stuff. No, it ain't getting down on you and stuff. We harsh on you and stuff because guess what? Like Yahweh Shah said, he said he came not to destroy men's lives, men and women's lives, right? Because there's men and women in Israel. There's two genders, only two genders in Israel and stuff. He came not to destroy men's lives, but to save them. And this is what we doing and stuff. We telling you and stuff harshly and stuff like, hey, this is what you need to do. You need to stop being hoes and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And be women. You know. So Shalom and a Bob a ball.